actions.
All the fun and all the games,
They all start here with All Stars Cricket. All new experiences for everyone.
all over the country.
Every session is all-out action all the time. All are welcome, all invited. Even mums and dads.
Skills,
Friendships, smiles, dreams.
it all happens here. All you need is delivered right to your door. Best of all, it even has your name on it.
All the activators are fully trained. And all they want is for us to have a great time.
Always.
That ball.
Catch,
Throw.
try it all.
It's time to go all in, all together.
And it all starts from All Stars.
All you need to get started is at All Stars Cricket.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Lords, the second of the double-header. An emphatic win for Middlesex's women against Kent earlier. Now it's the turn of the men. The Kent Spitfires have won the toss, as you can see at the bottom. They've elected to bat. The live stream here at Lords tonight, brought to you by Middlesex. Myself, Kevin Hand. And yeah, we'll take you through those sides in just a moment. So Kent out in the middle. There's Tom Helm with ball in hand for Middlesex. Is he? No, he's not indeed. It's going to be Ethan Bosch, I think, at the nursery end to get us going. Helm warming up. He'll open up from the pavilion end, it would appear. Lovely sunny evening here to start the blast at Lords. That crowd making their way in still for the opening fixture, the opening round. And an opening spell from Ethan Bosch, speaking to his mate Lewis Deploy. And it will be Daniel Bell-Drummond to have strike first up, will it? No, it won't. It's going to be Miaye, it appears. So news of those teams. Let's start with Middlesex. And some big news in there. Adam Rossington, welcome back to Middlesex. The former Middlesex, then Essex, Northamptonshire. But here's Bosch to get us underway. Oh, straight through. Yay on the back foot, looking to punch. Slip in places Higgins. We saw a fair bit of swing earlier today and some seam movement. First game played on this pitch as well. Expect a fair bit of movement again this evening. Early season still, of course. May fixture. Nicey bowls in behind it. Yeah, Bosch brought in for the season for Middlesex, but expected to play a very big part in the side in the T20 side for Middlesex. So that lineup: Adam Rossington, Max Holden, Lewis Deploy, the captain, Caleb Faulkner, Ryan Higgins, Luke Holman, Zafar Gohar, Ethan Bosch, Seb Morgan, Tom Helm and Noah Cornwell. First shot of intent, and it's a big one as well from Miaye. It goes all the way. A 6 to get the Spitfires going. Beautiful clip. Over mid-wicket from the right-hander. Little step to the pitch, and away he goes. You can see there's a deep square back there. Just about picking him up in the background now, towards deep mid-wicket. Deep backward point as well. Ooh, tumble for Bosch. He looks okay. A single for Miaye though. Times to get off the mark with a 6. As the innings indeed get off the mark with a 6. Slightly shorter boundaries you'll have seen from the pictures away to the leg side as Bell-Drummond comes on to strike for the first time. Bell-Drummond and Crawley here, 2021, maybe 2020. Absolutely taking Middlesex to pieces. Time flies. Crawley since then, of course, clearly kicked on to bigger and better things. Deep third now rather than deep backward point for Bell-Drummond. Beautiful ball angling back in, but doing too much. Oh, throw comes in from Zafar Gohar, charging in from a couple of points, really. They have been through. By signalled, but yeah, that one was always going down the leg side. The Kent Spitfires team, Tuanda Mier and Daniel Bell-Drummond out there opening. Zach Crawley at 3, Sam Billings at 4, Joe Denley came to Middlesex and then went back again. Chris Benjamin, Joey Everson, Jake Lintott, Matt Milnes, Tom Rogers and Fred Klassen. Pace off. It's just got out of the gloves of Rossington. Injury for Joe Cracknell, keeping him out of the side at the moment. Broke his finger keeping up at Lancashire, so Rossington called in as cover. Jack Davies unavailable at the moment for personal reasons, and we send Jack our best, of course. So Rossington's in to deputise for Cracknell. They had a loanee wicket-keeper for a couple of weeks to end Championship. Well, in fact, it's going to be now Cornwell at the pavilion end, so Helm made to wait. And first look at Cornwell this season. Looking to bowl his way back into that Championship side, which will resume with matches at New Road and at Canterbury in the middle of last season. Deploy at mid-on, looking at the field. He's deep square and deep point again. Slip in place. Cornwall full and driven as far as cover. Good stop there by Holden. So and Bell-Drummond the opening pair for Kent. Yeah, Rossington expected to go in with Holden to open. Lewis Deploy at 3, Falkner at 4. Higgins 5, Holden 6, Gohar 7, Bosch at 8, Morgan at 9. It's a lot of batting for Middlesex. But with the ball first up, they'll be looking to make an impact. A swing and a miss from Mier. Fraction short. Yeah, onto it quickly. Having to be quick around the ropes is Morgan. And back they come, well run. 3 of them. Bell-Drummond onto strike. So there he is, Adam Rossington. Back where it all began. What a story for him. Good bit of experience for Middlesex to call on as well behind the stumps. You can see they're orchestrating the fields as well. See Luke Holman inside as well, or a spinner, all-rounder as well. Whether he does go on to be batter or bowler predominantly in terms of his all-round role, we still have to see. Zafar Gohar, the main man in the spin ranks in the Championship at the moment. Option short again. It's a big boundary out there and it's well placed. Drummond gets it in front of Morgan. Downhill all the way towards the feet of Old Father Time. Lower end of the square, but he connected well enough of it. Morgan. Desperate dive. In vain in the end. Short the other way, and now, oh, that's a great stop. What a piece of work that is on the rope. It's young Caleb Faulkner in for his T20 debut. Called up for 100 appearance before he'd even played a first team game for Middlesex. There's his chance tonight in the Blasts. First bit of action, an impressive one. 2 bowled, 17 without loss. Kent, who finished 4th in the South Group last year, 7 wins and 6 defeats, 1 no result in their 14 games. Sorry, top in the group with 11 wins from 14, Somerset 11 from 14, and Hampshire 7 from 14 like Kent, these two going through 3 and 4 to the quarterfinals. Slap down the grounds. Drummond really opening up for the first time. Fraction too full from Bosch. Just outside the off stump as well. Into the arc really for Drummond. Tad short and punished. It's back-to-back boundaries for Drummond. It's an unforgiving game, T20, but he was short and wide on that one. Short boundary to the onside, so they'll be looking for anything off the body, but even anything just a little wide. One for the pick-up shot, as we saw from Mieye, and there, if anything is short, then it's going to go to that leg side. Better. Long on's back, and it's just a single. Curve this for Bosch as well. He's had a couple of goes here at Lords in the Championship. The dimensions of Lords, the slope, how it affects a blast game, very different to that of a Championship match. Players will be looking for that pick-up shot to the what is the leg side for the 2 right-handers at the moment, with the bowling at the nursery end. Faulkner in the background there, settling at deep square in position. Good again. Take a single. Now, short again. Where does that go? It goes all the way. It's a short boundary. And it was almost a short arm jab from Drummond. His first 6. It's not the biggest of boundaries, so you only need a reasonable connection. This will be a good angle. Faulkner for a moment, but only a fleeting moment. There's relief on the face of those behind Faulkner right now. Short again, this one slapped. Long one will come round, Tom Helm. Just be a single. Good start this for Kent. 34 without loss after 3. Watch out for the faces. I was looking at Faulkner to see him line it up, but watch the faces of those behind Faulkner. 3 of them. Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? It's coming. It's coming. The absolute terror. Keep your eyes on the ball, folks. It's T20 Blast cricket. Without loss then, and here's Tom Helm. It feels like time for Helm. Strong start. Their main T20 bowler over the years, Helm, for many years now. They need an impact from him quickly. Slow ball, there we go, nice mix up, just a single. Good tumbling stop, important tumbling stop by Cornwell there. It wasn't a sweet connection at all by Bell Drummond's bottom edge. So the reward is a single. It's his name for Helm, but it would have been rough if that had have squirted past the short fine leg. Change of fields. Deep mid-wicket and deep backward square of the 2 fielders outside the circle. Helm now placing his offside, mid-off cover point, backward point and deep short third. There you go, straight one. Turning the single away, and the wily old Helm, which is crazy to say, but he is the senior man of the Middlesex T20 bowling lineup now. And wearing a new shirt this year as well. Every affiliated club in Middlesex is featured on that shirt, which is an impressive effort. That's very well played by Bell Drummond. Helm trying to limit the scoring options here. Big boundary to the leg side, so the batters know it's going to be straight, and that's a brilliant piece of cricket from Bell Drummond. They know they've got to score off a line that's pretty much going to be bang on, middle and off, and nothing particularly outside of it. Bell Drummond, you can imagine, has had that in mind for a couple of deliveries here. Slow ball, straight up. Zafar Gohar with no mistake underneath it. Boy, it was up there for a long time. And Helm, uppercut for 4, the ball before with a bit of improvisation by Bell Drummond. Well, this is his strike back. Slower ball, Helm at his best. Wondered whether he'd go block hole, but he went just full of a length with the slower ball. Hit that. Bell Drummond knew. Clothed one towards the clouds. Yeah, he knew straight away he was in trouble. At first he didn't bother looking, then he looked in hope, but the hope was gone. 40 for 1. So 40 for 1. Here's Zach Crawley. Mighty fine top 3 for Kent. Middlesex with a very big breakthrough. They needed to break that opening partnership. Single to get off the mark by Crawley. But Helm going back to that ploy now with that short offside boundary that'll be keeping it on the stumps every ball. Nothing outside the line of off, so he'll be mixing up bumper, length ball, Yorker, and then clearly mixing up the pace. Now, who went first on that one? Helm could be on a hat-trick here. Cornwell gets a move when he can't quite get there. Over the top of him. It was a one-handed grab in the end. It wouldn't have been a hat-trick, sorry, there was a single in between, but scoop went straight up. Cornwell, there was a yours or mine, it was always Cornwell's. He didn't realise it at first, and then it was a one-handed grab in the end. His first thought there was, is this the keeper's? It wasn't. It was always catch of short fine leg. And that just caused that moment's hesitation in Cornwell's minds. A man who rarely hesitates, Ryan Higgins, 42 for 1. A battle with ball. Always looking for his chance, isn't he? Big job to do here. Now that's whipped away, first ball, one bounce. Full and straight from Higgins. Just a bit of swing on that one for Higgins. Starting two straight. And outside off, hit over extra cover. This will be 4 more, I think. Morgan will have a leap bully at the last. In fact, it's Holman down there. Strong start to the over. It's amazing. The pressure can be put on by the first ball. Whips before first ball. Overcompensates with the next outside off. Punished by Mieye. Kent look in the mood tonight, it has to be said. He'd have known that Higgins would have to go wide next ball. Back onto the stumps with this and just a single. First ball having been clipped as he was, one bounce 4. Into the leg side. Big boundary to the offside, this for sure. He was going to be hanging it outside off. I reckon Mieye was backing himself to pick that from Higgins, and pick it he did for 4. Already happy with the steer. Slower, shorter, just the single again. Run away for 4 more, expensive one. 15 off the over to start for Higgins. Outside off. And to work out the scoring options, Kent. Short third and backward point inside the circle. He's moved in between them. Back to Helm. They need him to come up with another wicket here. It's a prolific start for the Spitfires. Interesting to see Helm operate here now. The pavilion ends with very short offside boundary for the right-hander. Two right-handers out there. Again, they will both know that this is all going to be there or thereabouts, the line of middle and off, just on varying lengths and paces. There we go, quicker bouncer. A look from Crawley at the square leg. And for the over signals. Probably feeling it was too short, even for a man of his stature. Straight line, just working with pace, with line, with length. It's expert stuff, this from Tom Helm, insider trading really here at Lords from Helm, and he knows this ground and the dimensions so well, and where the pitch is. Middlesex will have laid this all out beforehand, how they bowl at right-handers and left-handers with that short boundary, but the execution of it is easier said than done. It's dropped long on back now. Deep backward square, so it suggests this is Yorker. It's a slower ball, but down the leg side. Went full with the slower ball, not quite going for the Yorker. Again, the immediate thought on setting long on back right to the bluff. Is he going to go fast Yorker? Or slower ball, full delivery. Slower ball, full it was, but side. So again he goes. And there's the slow ball and off stump. It's up and over. One bounce four again. Just enough room for Mieye to go inside out on that. Just a fraction too wide from Helm. It's there or thereabouts on the off stump. Just a little bit too much width, which allowed the right-hander to do that. See here, it probably wasn't hitting. It might just clip the outside of off, but even that is the fine margin he's talking about with the short boundary. Now goes slower ball outside off. Was that a bluff from Helm? He's punished over the top for six. The AA seeing it clean here. There's that width, and it just set up the slower ball, slow short outside off. Any sort of connection whatsoever with the field up was going to be a boundary, and a good connection with a short boundary is six. Pressure back onto Helm. There we go. Back to basics. Line and length. Nip him back in. Keep it straight. 70 for one after six. So end of the power play. Certainly comfortable to say that power play belongs to Kent. And so it's time for spin. Luke Holman. Leg spin. Luke Holman with the leg spin from the nursery end. So hitting against the slope as a right-hander and against the leg break of Holman. And pick the googly, which Holman has a good one. And the short boundary is there to be found. Crawley eyes it up. There's a deep square around to mid-wicket, in fact. Deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, let's go. Long off, long on, and deep point. And that's driven down the ground. It's really good work by the two. Helm with the slide and the stop, leaving it for Bosch for the pick up and throw. There's not keeping their eye on it again, behind deep square. Dragged down. Did he see him coming? There was a little shuffle from Crawley. Did Holman see it and drag it short? moving his deep mid wicket around more towards cow corner. And deep backward square is coming around to deep square, short fine leg now instead of it was a mid wicket on the single. I think that's a good move. Give him the single there again, like that, really, with the fielder up. Any sort of contact with a swing into the onside. Unless it's straight at that fielder, they're getting the single. So give him the single. Get cow corner and deep backward square. Deep square protected. They've changed that though for Crawley. With Crawley, they've brought back the mid wicket. So a clear ploy against the two batters. Crawley down the track, drags that. I think two, but just the single. And long on coming around. Can he get out of the over without a boundary? Holman looks down to long off. Sends Bosch a little wider. Two catchers in the covers. Beats the first of them all along the carpet down to long off. He has deployed his short extra cover. Gohar's at cover, retreated to the edge of the circle. Down the track, down the grounds. And downtown it goes. 4 more. Nice use of the feet from Crawley. Intent at the end of the over to find that boundary. Straight enough that Longman wasn't going to have a chance. Seven bowled, 80 for 1. And it's going to be Zafar Gohar, spin at both ends. So Gohar will be turning it up the slope with his left arm, slow left arm spin. Hit him with the spin. Against the slope to the short boundary, the two right-handers. Long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, deep cover. Pretty similar for the leg spinner to the right-handers. Now for Gohar here, this is really interesting. We talked about Helm keeping it straight to the two right-handers as a seamer. Even though there's a big boundary, there's still gaps there to be hit, particularly between long on and mid-wicket. He bowls and already happy to drop 2 into that gap. Which could give Middlesex a problem if Crawley says, look, that's a comfortable 2 every over, and Middlesex change it. They're going to bring across a mid-wicket now, because otherwise that's a comfy 2. And 12 off the over really for the two right-handers, just to keep dropping it into that gap. They do have a straightish mid-wicket in place now to block that off. Keeps the onus on Zafar Gohar to keep the ball straight, because that's 1 less fielder on the onside now with a 4-5 field, 5 on the onside. Going too straight though, again he's got to be careful of the square leg region, all getting lapped past the short fine leg. It's a tickle again. Now with those 2 for Gohar. He has been on the charge though. Short with that one, straight to deep mid wicket, just the single. Ooh. Wide down the leg side, looking to sweep. Leg side again, it'll be another wide. Last one I almost thought that Crawley was going to drag it on though over the top of it, smothering the sweep. This one harder. And running that one. Chase on for a couple, they're not going to make it. Gets it away fine. It's a run go hard with this, and running he does. Eight bowls, 91 for one. Have to factor in the short boundary on a night like this. It's going to account for probably 20 or 30 runs to have a boundary as short as that. To start from Holman. Mieye was the 6th highest scorer in the Blast last year. 516 runs from 15 innings. Albert was top with 633 from 17. Has he got him? He has! A little nick through! And Mieye's fine start here for the Spitfires comes to an end. Holman striking with the second ball of his second over. A little nick through. Finest of glances. Back he had to go. Rossington holding on behind the stumps with the gloves. It'd be nice for him to get that first wicket back as well for the glovesman. 91 for 2. Big wicket, much needed.
And that's a big moment in the match. Here and now 365, amplifying brands in the UK.
Speaking of big names, a few bigger than Sam Billings. Outside the line, I think. Big stride, a long way across as well. Not a bad shout. Rossington sharp as ever behind the stumps. Get over this from Holman. 3 dots and a wicket. Billings last year was 15 matches, 14 innings, 4 not outs, 188 runs, strike rate of 135. Top score last year of 38. Off the mark for the over and off the mark for Billings. Fine, we'll get a couple hit. Crawley had just the 5 matches in the Blast last year for Kent, 1 not out. Top score of 75, one of unbeaten, one of 250s. Strike rate of 170. Singles finish. Wicket off the over. Single and a 2. 9 bowls, 94 for 2. Goes again from the pavilion end. Finally, that mid-wicket, that's Deploy brought in there to stop the comfortable 2 to be dropped into that side. Big hatching, of course, as well. Leg side. Spinning against the slope with the left arm finger spinner. Halfway stage, Kent winning the toss here at Lords. They are 96 for 2. There you go, just reined it back a little bit in the last couple of overs, Middlesex, that wicket helping that. For 13, he's helped stall things a little. Wide one outside off. I thought he was going to sneak it through for a moment. Before he gets the toe end of the bat on it. Wide again, Crawley steps across, slaps it to the onside. It's deep backward square that gets there. Chance of the boundary bisecting that pair. Deep square, chance of lifting it down the throat of one of them as well. Track again. Billings this time. Been a wide, but single it is. Fraction short. Just a single, 4 singles off the over. Another good one from Holman. Brings up the 100 for Kent. And bowled 100 for 2. They have to be thinking 200 from here. Short boundary again. It counts for a good 20 to 30. Here at Lords can go the other way in terms of teams can get obsessed by it and get themselves into a bit of a mess. So far for Kent. Long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square, deep backward point, and it's deep backward point that's in play, but it's over the top of him. 6 more for Billings, 6 more for Kent. Reverse pulled out. Comfortably clearing that fielder. And now goes again. 2 sixes to start the over. Pulls out the reverse again. Goes for the reverse again. This time it's along the floor. This time it's finding the fielder though. On its 4 and worn on the chest in the stands. Well, nothing to see the funny side of it all from Gohar. 3 boundaries to start the over. Let's go Hargott. Straight to Fuller, probably anticipated by Billings, who dabs 2. Have to be quick, and they are. Just a single this time, too close to the mid-wicket to think about two. There's the appeal, nothing doing. The leg biter finished the over. The leg bite's 20 off the over. 120 for two. For 17 from three, he'll go again. Oh, the full one. He's yorked himself with it, Billings. That's fine. That's for a single. Down the track, good use of the feet. Over the top. And a chance for Helm. Tough for Holman to go 4 from 4 here as he has from the nursery end. Gives the batter the chance to settle. Over the top he goes again. 4 more. Acclimatised as he has to the leg spin. He can see mid-off up there. There's a wide long off as well. Another use of the feet. Now, mid-off is straight, long off is wide, and it's one bounce to Higgins. Holman done, 1 for 30 from 4. Goodness me, he's done in a flash. Only 13 overs gone. He's bowled through from the nursery and has a wicket to his name as well. 133 for 2 after 13, Kent. Antonio Cornwell open the bowling at the pavilion ends. He's back for his second. Adam for 8 from his 1. 2 overs, crucially picking up that open wicket. Holman, he's unlucky there. That 4th over, that it kept on and just meant that they got a little bit of a taste for him in the end. Otherwise, those figures would have been even better. Down the track, up in the air, and gone. That's a good catch, a really good catch on debut from Faulkner. Adds to the pressure of a huge boundary, a long way down there. Sun in play as well. He got some clump of it. Look at that go. That is a big shot to reach the fielder out there. He's done exceptionally well. Lots in play, lots in the mind of the youngster. But clearly clearing the mind for those moments. And taking a very good catch. .33 for 3. Brings Joe Denley to the middle. To Middlesex. Stint before returning to Kent, county where it all began for him. Good year in the Blast last year. Important wicket start the over for Cornwall. Reaching for that one to pull it into the onside. Mid-off and mid-on are up, so there's not going to be much around the toes of Denley here. But when there is, that's exactly what Cornwall will go for, the toes, not the slot. Toes and toes cricket. Short again, up in the air, chance, held! Great catch by Holman, clothed by Denley, but Holman had a bit of work to do to get around, and get around he did. Early departure for Denley. A duck on his return to Lords on this occasion. There we go, Holman had to move fast, then he had to hold on, then time to celebrate. A little bit of relief in there as well. A lot to do to get there, and then to hold on, those arms out in front of him, falling forward onto the catch. But holding on, and it's a wow to start the over for Cornwall. A way to mark his first appearance of the season. 133 for 4. Joe Benjamin. Joe Benjamin used to play for the West Indies. Chris Benjamin makes his way out to the middle. Just step back to the 1990s there for a minute. It was a good decade for cricket, wasn't it, the 90s? 133 for 4. Chris Benjamin. That's the joints moving. Still mid-off and mid-on up. Ball. There's 2 points. A length ball with a surprise delivery in T20 burst. It's got a deep square, long leg, deep third. And a deep cover point. 5 inside the circle corner for the new batter. There's the short one, ducked underneath, looks to the square leg umpire, looks to the standing umpire. They both signal one for the over. That'd have been close, to be fair. I think Billings may just be noting that as well. It must have been close. Now what does he do last ball? He's got mid off and mid on up. He is sending back mid wicket now, so it's 5 back again. Deep mid wicket, deep square, long leg, deep third, deep cover point. On the length, more bowls. A double wicket maiden for Noah Cornwell. 2 for 8 from his 2. 14 bowled, 133 for 4. Middlesex needed that over. It's wrestled back a fair bit of control, and well bowled Noah Cornwell. First appearance of the season. And he's certainly made an impression. Change of ends for Zafar Gohar. It's a good move from Lias DePaulo. Bowled through Holman at the nursery end, and now gives the change of ends to Gohar to have a turn, spinning with the slope. So the right-handers will be hitting against the slopes of that short boundary, against the spin. In the air, over the top and over mid-off for 4. Immediate pressure shifted to the bowler. Little conflab here. Gohar talking with the keeper Rossington and with the skipper Deploy. Down the track and dug out. Should be 2 and is. Come up with. Down the track, didn't quite get there, but gets all of it nonetheless. Big shot from Billings. There's the decision. Well, he was virtually there, wasn't he? Had to drag it slightly, but it was still sweetly struck and out of the middle and all the way. Slightly shorter boundaries at the nursery end here, as you'll probably see on these replays. Again, to be aware of that, the dimensions are in the batter's favours. Certainly at the nursery ends. Another long chat here, Rossington, Gohar and Deploy. Time for a chat in the middle for the batters as well. Well, here's the chat. Vastly experienced Rossington, lending his opinion to Gohar and Deploy. Holden over for a listen in as well. In the meantime, there's a slight delay. We need a new ball by the looks of it. The last one clearly damaged. The umpire not happy with it, so we'll have a new ball. New ball. What's the outcome? Reversed. Oh, that's some attempt. Very brave from Faulkner. It might cost Middlesex 4. It does. He went for the big reward. It was big risk though. Reverse. Did his very best. Goodness me, that was brave. Somewhat foolish, more from his own safety perspective than from the boundary. Turns that into a full bunger. That's the 150 out with the single. Another good over. Expensive day for Gohar. Now, hasn't got hold of this, he's underneath it. And so is Ryan Higgins. Holds on, Gohar will go out with the wicket on the evening. That'll feel an awful lot better for him. Benjamin blasted out first. Delivery from Gohar. Underneath it. And out. Fourth ball duck for Benjamin. .15 bowled, 150 for 5. Gohar 1 for 49 from 4. Joey Everson. That's where I was going with Joey Benjamin. Joey Everson. Heads out to the middle. Cornwell. Double wicket maiden last up. Starts with a wide one, he gets away with it, just a single, good from Higgins. Lovely ball. Now there should be 2. Mid-wicket retreating, and we'll time for a couple. had conceded just 1 run off 9 deliveries, taking 2 wickets prior to that ball, Cornwell. Bowls. Deep square and long leg back. Everson wary of skying that one with the top edge to either of those two. Confident in the uppercut as well with deep third. Quite fine. Delivery into the boot. It'll be a leg by to finish the over. Another good one to follow his double wicket maiden. Just the 3 off it plus the leg by on 54 for 5. 4 to go. Joe Cratnell in there, Henry Brooks, Jeremy Feldman as well, down at the bottom right. Brooks at the sunglasses, Cratnell front and centre, how he'd love to be out there. Oh, that was nearly a chance. Short extra cover deploy. Leading edge from Everson. Width and placed into the gap. 1 bounce 4. Brilliant from Billings. Higgins from the nursery end of that big boundary. He's gone slower ball, looking for the Yorker at that length, but Billings able to free up the hands, open the face and find the gap. Shorter, slower ball, cut down the ground for 2. Brilliant. Slower ball. He's been mixing it up all over. That 4 was brilliant from Billings. Higgins knows exactly what he's doing here. Block hole. Again. There you go. The wide Yorker. Everson looks back, but it was well inside the lines. That's a brilliant over from Higgins. He's a little unlucky that the brilliance of Billings found that boundary second ball, because he's executed perfectly in that over, really. 160 for 5 after 17. Ooh, now down the track, wide signals on high. It'd be interesting that, because it really did feel as though it had good pace, good bounce. A bit of chat from Billings to Cornwall, a little bit of chat coming back as well. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, fair enough. Good man, Sam. Always tunes into the commentaries when he's not playing. A message from him like last year down at Canterbury. A message, whether it was Matt Coles or Ben Watts alongside me. Goes for the scoop, works it out, and works his way to a half century. Brilliant innings by Billings. 53 from 25. Another boundary. Fifth, 4, 6, 3 sixes in there. Follows him. Oh, down the leg side it goes. Brilliant that from Rossington. Back the ears. That hurt a little on the left hand. Attempt again from Billings. This time it goes straight through. Down the track, top edge. Long leg won't get there. It's the top edge for 6, I think. It is, confirmation. Down the track, dragged in front of the mid-wicket. Had to be quick. Oh, he had to get round Cornwall there, Billings. Thinking about the second. 18 bowls. Cornwell 2 for 25 from his 4. 74 for 5, 12 balls left. 200 will have always been in their sights. Still is. Wide Yorker, just the single out to deep cover. To be wide. Low full toss outside the off stump, but over extra cover. It's 4 more. And again down the ground it goes. 4 more. Billings on the charge. Wide long off. Another low full toss outside off and another one punished. 3 boundaries in a row. Kent charged towards 200. Billings might just be keeping it alive. A personal milestone here. 2 to go of this over. We're thinking team first though, not about how he gets to potential Lord Century for himself. Yes, no, rejects the single. Interesting move from Billings. He could have had strike for the final over. That would have effectively been a free hit for Everson. Just swing at the last ball of the over, but he's elected to turn down the single. He's in the mind there. Well, that's why he rejected the single. He fancied that short boundary. 6 it is. What's he saying? He needs a new bat as well? Who took it? Well done, sir. Something going on here with Billings. Pink shirts held on beautifully, but in the middle, Billings has retired. Some sort of injury clearly for the... Oh, it's Everson. Everson is sent back. Well, Billings, what has he done? So, I thought Billings had turned and walked off. Everson 5 from 12. So, Billings has sent on, or sent 4. New batter, just a little bit of intrigue to add to this final over here. Billings moving to 78 with that 6. Surely the order of the day for the new batter is just drop the single and give strike. There you go, cloths one down to long on, and Billings will have strike. No ball called as well, so this is going to be a free hit. And Rogers coming in for Everson, 5 from 12. Was that what it was? To Billings decide 5 from 12 not good enough. We need somebody else out for the final over rather than hold up more deliveries. A blow for Everson, unless he had a knock, and that's what Billings made the call based upon. We'll find all that out later. First of all, the single for Rogers off his first ball means Billings has a free hit, and 6 balls to go of this innings, of this Kent innings, and he is on 78. Slow ball, turn around the corner, just a single, very well bowled by Tom Helm. Intrigue all around as to what's happened there. Thought it was Billings who one-handed hit the 6 and then walked off, maybe with some sort of twinge, but then realised it was Everson who was departing. It was Billings who was making all the signals to the sidelines. That's why I thought it was him that must have gone. It's a wide. Retired out in the scorebook, noted by the scorers on Everson. Ball still to go. Slapped. Only a single down to long arms. But for it was a no ball. And the wide. This is a good over from Helm. Now, Billings wants it, he doesn't get it, stepped across. Slow ball, gets it over the keeper, gets it over the infield, gets it away for 4 more. He's up to 200 as well for Kent, with 2 balls to go the innings. Oh, just short. Really knocks Cornwell off his feet. Well, it does, as he waits on the ball, making sure not to concede the boundary, which is the right call at this stage of the innings. Swung down the ground, so think about 2 here if they don't get the 4, but they do. had hopes that this one got cut off, but he kept close eyes on it. He knew it was close. How close will the chase be? 84 for Billings, 6 for Rogers, 208 for 6. Kent having won the toss here at Lords. 20 overs done in this T20 Blast match, brought to you by Middlesex in association with Dafabet. It's a big order, it's a tall order, but it's a short boundary, which will very much keep Middlesex in the game, you'd have thought. Do join us back after the interval here for the chase. It should be a cracker. Kent have got off to a flyer in the first innings. 208 for 6. Join us back on the live stream just after this short break, brought to you in association with Dafabet.
All the fun and all the games.
They all start here with All Stars Cricket. All new experiences for everyone.
All over the country.
Every session is all-out action all the time. All are welcome, all invited. Even mums and dads.
Skills,
Friendships, smiles, dreams.
it all happens here. All you need is delivered right to your door. Best of all, it even has your name on it.
All the activators are fully trained. And all they want is for us to have a great time.
Always.
Have fun.
Catch, throw, try it all.
It's time to go all in, all together.
And it all starts with All Stars.
All you need to get started is at allstarscricket.co.uk.
This holiday at Dynamo's Cricket.
And that's a big moment in the match. Here and now 365, amplifying brands in the UK.
Well, good evening all. Welcome back to Lords for the chase. Team huddle for Kent, and for Middlesex, as you'll have seen, it's Max Holden and indeed Adam Rossington making his way out to the middle. A tall order, mainly thanks to that man, Billings, with a brilliant knock. Rallying the troops, led by example with the bat. Holden to face the first ball. That'll be Freddie Clarkson to bowl from the nursery ends with a slip in place. And he offers up some width, just a single. So back to Lords for Adam Rossington. His old mate Paul Sterling, his opening partner in the seconds for Middlesex in their younger days, confirmed out of the test against New Zealand. For Ireland coming up. The Mitchell brothers, as they were dubbed, the Bully Boys. Full and swinging and clipped for four by Rossington. Looks like he's never been away. What an opportunity this is for Rossington. Still only 33, Adam Rossington. From Edgware. All around the world. Chattanooga Royals, Chicago Wind Chasers, Chennai Braves. But it was here at Lords where it all began. With boundaries aplenty, and there's another one. He was an England under-19 international at one point, Rossington. 113 first-class games, average 33, not bad for a keeper. 37 in List A, 21 in T20s, 21 50s, highest score of 95. Four more. He's playing in the Bangladesh Premier League in January. Chattanooga Royals, last match against Rajasthan Warriors. Chattanooga winning by 2 wickets. He's 17 in that game, or 15 for Rossington. T10 player, SA20 as well. So captain Northampton 2019. T20 debut for Rossington in 2011 against Kent at Uxbridge. Nicely done by Holden even. He's in the runs, in the boundaries. Oh, it was Max Holden in 2011. Shot deflects off the bowler, wrong foot in the fielder, so it'll be a single. Brings Rossington back onto strike. It was a first ball duck on debut for Rossington. LBW to Azam Mahmood. His mate Paul Sterling was player of the match with an unbeaten 51. Middlesex winning by DRS. At DL methods, 28-run victory in that match. They just chased 79 off 8 overs. Opening the batting for Kent in that match, and top scoring on the day with an unbeaten 84 was Joe Denley. There's the only two players playing in this match that played in that one, but still going. John Simpson, of course, at Sussex now. Paul Sterling still going, just not for Ireland next week. Some bloke called Tim Murtagh. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Ushered off the hip. Confirmation that it is 4, I think, yes. Far off. Ooh. Or played. Block hole delivery from Rogers to finish. Confirmed as 6 now, that hit from Rossington. Which was his first, given as 4, but confirmed now it was all the way. Many have gone all the way today in there. The women's match to begin, good number in. It's nearly 3,500 by the interval of that game, but it picked up substantially in the second innings of the game as people wandered in from work, and a busy enough evening here at Lord's tonight on one side of the ground. Tavern and Allenstown shut for the renovations, but everywhere else open. Drilled for 4. Width first up from Milnes. Classic Holden cover drive in the blasts, freeing up some space, that front leg well out of the way, and elegant as ever with the stroke. Lovely shot. Straight down the grounds. A sweet swing of the bat. Best from Milnes. 4-4. What's going on in the crowd? There's boos out there somewhere. That's the question. How old was Max Holden in 2011? Well, 15 years ago, he was 13, and he was probably listening to me. At least that's what he always tells me. I used to listen to you, Kev. Although it might be a backhanded compliment just to say he doesn't listen anymore. Time for a single. T20 debut for Holden in 2018. I'm reliably informed from producer Dan that somebody's doing something somewhere. Excellent information to relay to you there. Cheers in the crowd. There's something going on out there. We can't see what it is at the moment, but here's a man who'll be doing something. Joe Denley. In the Kent side when Adam Rossington made his Middlesex debut all those years ago. He came to Lords, then went back to Kent. Rossington went to Essex and Northamptonshire, and back at Lords he is. It's a funny old game. Oh, gets away with that one. Yes, no, it bounces off the field. That's brilliant running by Holden and Rossington. Well, it was for John Simpson that Rossington lost his place and had to move elsewhere. Able to displace him in the championship. Simpson eventually won over the T20 side as well. Tried to find the gap there, Rossington checking the shot. Oh, how's he done that? Mind your heads. He was just protecting Phil Brown. A snapper down there in the ropes. Here it goes. Bop! Tim Flower, the old Blackburn Rovers keeper, will be having nightmares somewhere if he sees that one. infamously hit a divot and bounced over the keeper on a simple roll back he was about to pick up. That's nicely done by Holden, nearly perfectly placed. Crawley, was Crawley out there, wasn't it, with a brilliant bit of fielding. Applauded by his mates, down quickly and prevents the boundary. Smashed off middle, smash for 4. Rossington is rolling back the ears all right. Clobbered. Four gone, 44 without loss. Well, it's a decent deck, this one. Middlesex going at 11 and over. Ahead of the required rate. Rossington, he's turning up the gears, he's cranking up the gears now, and he's putting on a show. .50 up for Middlesex, of which Rossington is making a charge towards himself. Steps back. And look at that, helps it on its way. Run. Down the track comes Holden. That wasn't far from the top of off stump. Bit wide, 53 without loss. It's good from Holden, that's brilliant at backward point. Crawley comes around to gather, but it was Lintott that made the first interception. Pick up again. Saw the length early, went with it and went all the way for 4. A little short, a little wide. runs now for Rossington on his return. What a moment for him. It's 9 off his first over. And need a wicket here. Won't find it there. Middlesex will find a single though. Holden thinking 2, but just the one. Swatted away, just a single. Ooh, that was a wide. Angle the cross, too wide. And yeah, this is the chance for Kent. Oh, it's tough. Backtracking, holding on, taking the catch. Kent have their breakthrough. Milnes with the wicket. Tricky, tricky catch. Short third it was. Heading back to hold on. Hold on, Rogers did. Holden tucked up. Oh, and there's the relief. That wasn't easy. Good opening stand. 61 for 1. So Milnes with the breakthrough, but that brings Elias Deploy to the middle. Middlesex's main man. Three balls left to the power play. Lovely from Milnes. Beautiful line and length. Billings thought it was end of the over. There was a wide, so there's one more to come. Lofted. And 4 it is. Deploy off the mark with the boundary. Milne's unable to get out of the over without a boundary. 65 for 1 after 6. Oh, crossword on the go. Crossword on the other page. Is it Sudoku on that one? Up into the attack from the nursery ends. Left arm over to Rossington, short boundary to the leg side. He scoops it for a single, just drags it down there. Uncomplicated stuff. Just a single swept. Rossington all the way. He's on to 47. Against the slope, but with the spin. It's an extraordinary display of hitting. Ooh, that's good. Lintott, he gets a nod from Rossington as well, sliding one across the right-hander. 7 bowls, 75 for 1. Rogers from the pavilion end. Might think 2, should just be the single it is. Down the track comes to Ploy. Into the dugouts. He sends that drive. Oh my, oh my, oh my, where has that gone? Wherever it's gone a very, very long way. Watch this go. Steps to off, slaps to Maida Vale. I don't think he's cleared the stand, but they're all looking up from the lower tier. Guessing it's gone top deck. Watch the eyes, watch the eyes, watch the eyes. And it's still up there. It's still going. Even Rogers is still watching it. New ball, please. Has he cleared that grandstand? Well, it went up there, and then it disappeared. They're all discussing it behind Rogers. And once it goes over there, it's the Wellington Hospital, bounces off the roof, and it's not far from Abbey Road, probably trickling across the zebra crossing as we speak. There is a chap on the top tier. I'm not quite sure how he's got up there. I assume maybe he is MCC. If not, he'll be in trouble, but he's in the top tier having a look for it. I think he's got a lanyard on. That's timed beautifully. Pressure on. Yeah, he's picked it up well. They've got a couple. Just open the face. Slices it out. Look at the run rate, the required. Below 10 now. Deploy joining Rossington's party in the middle. Up and over. Oh, it's a great catch. Mieye, who got Kent motoring, holds on to a catch that could put the handbrake on Middlesex. Shake of the head from Deploy. Scooped out to the deep points. Mieye on the slide. But no slip up with the catch. '89 for 2 after 8. Enter Caleb Faulkner. The 100 teenager. He had a first team appearance to his name. Well, he's had his championship debut now against Jimmy Anderson. Played his second match here this past week against Derbyshire, and now he's out for his T20 debut. Two players at either end of their career, although at the rate Rossington's going, take a single. He's on to 49. Got that required rate down to 10. The current up to 11. Middlesex just need to mind their work here. Don't lose a couple that sends the run rate and the required spiraling in different directions. Step across and a sweep. Fine of the fielder, they'll look for 2. Back they come. No, they won't. Single for Adam Rossington brings up his 50. 24 balls, what a moment for him. Picked up due to an injury for Middlesex. Answering the call to take the gloves and take the opener spot as well. And he's taken his chance with both hands. A fantastic 50, and it's given Middlesex every chance here. "24 balls for his 50. Oh, that would have been a wide. Rossington comes through. A nasty way to go for Faulkner. Swept hard, swept for 4, goodness me. That was not far from the fielder at all, but it was like a projectile. It's hammered into the advertising board. It's with a mighty relief to everybody here at Lord's, including those such as behind the advertising board, but that did not skip over the advertising board. Clobber in time indeed. 97 for 2. He's on to 54 from 25. Quite say he was rolling back the years in that he was doing it earlier this year in Bangladesh Premier League. That's first class game 2 years ago now though, for Essex against Surrey at Chelmsford. Here's Joe Denley. Oh, leg spin from pavilion end now. Tickled nicely for a single. (22nd) T20 50 for Adam Rossington. High score of 95. He's got 9 first-class centuries. Really, I thought he was going to chip that back to the bowler. He just has to be quick about his work here at the non-strikers. Now, one bounce and 4. Wrong foot's the snappers. No, you can't smooth your way out of that one. He's stolen the show here, hasn't he, the cameraman? Oh! Sold a dummy to the fielder. It's like the little kid pretends he's going to help him. Oh, he's done by the bounce, wasn't he? Watch for the spin, watch for the spin. Brings up the 100 for Middlesex, 103 for 2. Setting sun here at Lord's. Floodlights pretty much taking full effect now. Washington with a single down the ground. Only 5 for 2 after 10. There you go. Floodlights are on. Middlesex just overtaking Kent, nudged ahead of them. It's been pretty even Stevens all the way through. Wicket column though. Billings gave it a blast at the end. Spin at both ends, nearly bringing the wicket of Rossington. Reverse attempted. Question asked by Billings. Again, that would have been a wide. Something on this one, single taken. Good stop. Saves at least one. That's hurt though. It saves a single, but at what cost? It's really hurts. Oh, the wrist, it looks like. This is not good news for Lintop and Kent. It's the bowling hand, the bowling arm. Watch for this wrist here. Ow. Nailed him on the wrist. If he's lucky, there'll be a fair bit of spray on there and he might be back in the game, but we'll have to see. One to go the over. It might not be him to defend it though, we'll see. 107 for 2. We'll take a short break.
And that's a big moment in the match. Here and now 365. Amplifying brands in the UK.
Well fed and well hydrated. Well, possibly dehydrated. Oh, they've found themselves on the screen. What do we got? Brazil. Who else is in there? Lamine Yamal. Is that a Barcelona top in the front? Or is it a Spain top? Top's off. That's like Tim Mercer at the Oval all those years ago. He'll be swinging it around his head in a minute. Mercer in the bowl out. I think it was Warwickshire in the quarterfinals. We haven't seen such scenes since then. It was Mercer on the dance floor of its time. Mum's just realised she's on the stream as she hides the G&T. Good news is, Lintott is able to continue. He's come with his third, none for 20. He's smiling. The free spray and the painkiller. Eleven bowls, 108 for 2. Slow ball from Everson into the block hole. Good start. Joey Everson. Joey Benjamin, as I had earlier. Could be a wide. Big from Rossington, very big, all the way for 6. Placed well as well in between those two fielders. Two of them out there, it's a big boundary, look at where it drops. It would have cleared them even if they were in line with it, but to make sure, he's placed it as well as powered it. He's powered that one as well, all along the floor. To mid-wicket, Mieye does the fielding. Nice use of the feet, just the single though, not quite to the pitch, so well played. Again down the leg side. Rossington feels he's missed out, but it is a wide. Second wide of the over. Single to finish the over. 11 off the bat, plus 2 wides, 13. And 121 for 2. Rocking all over the world. Easy for you to say. This is a man that's rocking all over the world in short format cricket. He's rocking NW8 again tonight. Oh, now I don't think there was any bat involved. It would just be a bye. Oh, there was a little bottom edge. Has he? Linsott thinks he has. Billings played his part, I must say. Coolly took the ball, walked around. No, nothing. Oh, yes, there is going on because I've got him. Turned his cool demeanour into an attempt to convince the umpire that, of course, he edged it. Slapped to deep point for a single. Reverse. Oh, has he got the back of the bat on it? He has. Looking to reverse. Swung through it. Caught the bat and lobbed up for Billings for a comfortable catch. Fine cameo from Faulkner. Looking to get going. Having got in. Some nice shots in there. There we go. On 25 for 3. Enter Higgins. Came through just after Rossington through the Middlesex ranks. Stanley and Rossington, huge names of that era. Higgins a couple of years after, graduating from the Middlesex Academy. Berkshire pathway for him. North London, as we said, Edgware for Rossington. Just been the slightest of overlaps for the two of them before Rossington departed for Essex. Up in the air, 2 in the over, 2 in close quarters. First it was Faulkner, now it's Higgins, and a wow to finish. Concern was for that bowling hand and over a go. His concerns put to bed. Wicket dot wicket to finish the over. 2 for 25. Phil Intop bowled out. Good looking figures for him in the end. And 25 for 4. And Bosch is sent up to give it a bash. Doesn't all hinge on Rossington, but he'll be keen not to let the wickets tumble in a procession here. He's the set batter. Can he see it home? What pressure does this put on the Middlesex opener and on a short-term deal? It began for Rossington. Bosch just at the start of his Middlesex time. Both Essex players in 2024. Has he found the gap? He has, only just. Fine margins. Rossington into the 70s. It was in the air for a long while. Just opened the chance. Single stroke by Bosch. .5 and over required. Bosch with a few histrionics there as he went through. I think disappointed he'd missed out. 1-3-3 for 4. And what does the worm say? Neck and neck. 1-3-3 for 4 at exactly this stage, Kent. But then came Sam Billings. Pushed them past that 200, which all the way they'd looked on for, but as you can see there, after the 10th, the 11th, the 12th over, it just dipped away a little. Stalled again slightly with those wickets, and off it went once more. There's the run rate, dropping to its lowest point of the innings. That's what 2 wickets do. Once Bosch got it in the bag. Up against Clarkson. Nursery end, short boundary to the leg side. Oh yes, no, Bosch is going to get back, he does. Pressure building out there, pressure's building on Bosch. Single taken. Chopped into the ground. It's another dot ball. It's a good over from Clarkson. It's been expensive to this stage. 27 off his first 2, just a single off the first 4 balls of this over. A single more. Bosch here, I think, needs to go big. 3 or 5. Left arm overs the right hand, a short leg side boundary. It feels like a step across moment. Go big, try and get some momentum at the end of the over. Just lift matters again. And he drags it across. It's just a single. 3 singles off the over. It's a good comeback from Clarkson. 15 overs done, 136 for 4. Bosch has the strike. It feels as though he's got to press gamble here, Bosch. Whether it's step away and access the offside. Big gaps on the onside as well. Steps away, struck on the pads and leg by it is. Gives Rossington the strike. Now look at that expanse on the onside. There's a lot of room and back goes long on. Now between the deep backward square, who's quite fine, just out of your shot there. Deep mid wicket and long on. That's a lot of ground between that long on and the deep backward square as long as you miss deep mid wicket. Now whether it's a step across to access, you're following potentially a wide ball. It's unlikely to be a wide ball because of the short boundary. He's giving it the wide one. Rossington, he gets it through. Didn't think he would, that's important. Middlesex needed a boundary. It's Rossington that finds it. Rueful from Lintop. It's very, very close to stopping this. Would have been another dot ball if he did, or at worst a single. Middlesex just needed that boundary to get them going again, but scoring options here must interest Rossington. The amount of room on the onside, the short boundary on the off. Worked straight to long leg, and that's it for Rossington. It's not to be the maiden T20 century. It's not to be the fairy tale return in that sense. He's given his side a chance here, but it's only a chance at this stage. Rogers with the wicket. You could see what Rossington was thinking. We've seen a little bit of that so far to the short boundary, but this one it was catching practice to the big boundary. The flick around the corner. It worked well with the bowling at the other end. It's a brilliant innings. It's not enough for him individually for what he'd have surely have loved. What a story that would have been, but 79 from 42. It certainly gives his side a chance. 141 for 4. Bosch 4 from 7. Rogers 2 for 29, halfway through his third. Rossington has a word for Morgan. Pats on the back from his teammates. But it's over to Luke Holman. We've seen some magic from him under the lights here at Lord's. Oh, that's magical from Rogers. Wide rate shifts over 15. Spitfires are turning the screw here at Lord's. It's Zafar Gohar to come as well as Morgan. Helm, Cornwell. Oh, yes, no in the end. Cover and mid-off combining. Something needs to ignite Middlesex's charge here. A no ball, a free hit. Something brutal, bludgeoning with the bat. There's Holman's attempt at it. He's not cleared mid-off, and Holman has to go. 2 in the over for Rogers, his third of the innings. 6 down Middlesex. And it's spelling trouble here. Pressure's building. Holman departs for a third ball duck. Middlesex 141 for 6. Smiles for the Spitfires. Middlesex haven't been shot down yet, but the order is getting taller by the moment. Single to long on. Start Milne's third over. Big confidence in young Morgan, the teenager sent in ahead of Zafagoha. That helps. Ethan lives up to his name. Bosch. Middlesex needed that. They'll need a few more. 66 on his back. Middlesex will take that now. 60 to win. Up and over. With the inside out shot, just the single. He might have sliced it straight down the throat of the fielder, he may have checked it. .7 is the required. DLS is 170. They're up against it, Middlesex, but if they get a charge going, you never know. Two here. Slip and a slide in the outfield. Yeah, picking himself up. Oh, he nearly found the gap there. Yes, no. Bosch has got to go. And he does. Throws wide. Slight misfield. Slight fumble. Single to end the over. 12 for Bosch. 4 for Morgan. 17 bowled. It's 153 for 6.
And that's a big moment in the match. Here and now 365. Amplifying brands in the UK.
Hey Jude, rings out around NWA. Do you think Sir Paul can hear this from his back garden? Never quite occurred to me that before. Hey Jude, ringing out around the corner and you're sitting in your back garden listening to it. Must be able to hear it from here. That gets through. Morgan manufactures the boundary. is the same. It's in front of the sweeper. Just a single. Tinley coming around. He'll be 19 in August. Morgan. Just his second T20 game. 97 is highest score in first class, 150. 61 in list A, 150 in that as well. Bosch goes big. Has he got enough on it? Oh, that is some catch. Miyeye. A pat on the back from Crawley. A catch worthy of winning a match. That might be the final nail. Coffin closing fast on Middlesex here. Superb catch. High on the bat from Bosch. Time for Gohar. .158 for 7. Middlesex's chances setting quickly with the sun at the moment. No darkness overlords Middlesex's hopes. Fading with the light. Well, there's hope. Gohar gets it through, first ball. It's a hard chase this, and it's not one. That will be one. Crawley unable to catch up with it. He'd have thought for a moment there he had a chance, but downhill. Right, Morgan 9 from 5. Zafar Gohar 4 from 1. Slapped. Yes, no, the call in the end. Edged in the air, but edged into the gap. Team bowled 163 for 7. The Dancing Queen takes centre stage. There's a good song on as well at the moment. Very good from Kent. As I said, that short boundary counts for a lot. And Rossington's runs count for a lot. Kent have done exceptionally well to restrict Middlesex to this. Well, they're not giving up. But it's virtually a boundary, a ball now for Middlesex. Ten more of those will do. Bye. Morgan toes it down to long on, just a single again. Middlesex running out of time, running out of options. And now starting to run out of hope. Could go up and over, but only slicing it for a couple. Had to be a huge over this one. Barring something silly before the end of it. Kent, it's not going to be. Had to get it down into the low 20s before this over was done, just to keep them in with a chance. A little jog on there for Clarkson in terms of time. No, they're comfortably fine. Dot ball, 19 bowled, 171 for 7. And Middlesex's game is done, but for something out of the ordinary from Kent to throw this one. Looks like it's the cue for a few to start making their way for the tube. All first orders at the tavern. Swing and a miss from Morgan. Now the other thing to think about is net run rate, just to try and get as close as possible, Middlesex. Single dragged. Kent back in action on Monday at Canterbury, their first home game. They take on the Sussex Sharks, bank holiday weekends. Kent women play Sussex Sharks in League 2 of the Vitality Blast, first up at 10:30. Middlesex back here on Sunday, 12 o'clock start for the men against Surrey. And the women take on Leicestershire at 4 p.m. As the doubleheaders switched, men up first on Sunday. Gohar looks to go big. He might have just gone down the throat of long on, and he does. Linsott testing out that wrist again. 172 for 8. And not to be for Middlesex, they're not to close this gap either on the victory margin, trying to take it close at the last, but It's looking now at this stage that the race has been run for a while. Even Rossington was there. Just wasn't quite getting anybody going at the other end with him after that opening stand with Max Holden. Tom Helm comes out with 3 balls to go. The job's quite clear, limit the damage. Bowls, taking up for a single. Now Morgan. Oh, it's a good blow. And it's just going to make it in the end, up the hill all the way. Inside edge, away it goes for 4. Oh, is it going to lob him again? Not this time. Well, a boundary to finish, just limiting the damage somewhat. Back-to-back boundaries for Morgan and for Middlesex, taking that victory margin down ever so slightly. Disappointment. They'll have felt both bat and ball. They were only just marginally short on both counts. But that means it's 27 runs, the victory margin for the Spitfires here at Lord's. They open up their blast campaign with a win. Middlesex have to go again on Sunday when Surrey arrive for the London Derby. Don't forget it's a double header. The women will be in action afterwards against Leicestershire. The women open with a victory today. On this double header, their League 2 match against Kent women. An emphatic victory there. It was a close call here. Kent were pushed up to the last 3 or 4 overs by that point. Matters just got a little bit too tall for Middlesex. So the Spitfires win by 27 runs. Those that are in make their way to the exit. Friday night lights at Lord's, but it's not to be for the home side in the first game of the new blast season. Pretty picture in the pavilion. Pretty picture for Kent there. Not the worst for Middlesex. Rossington 79, but in vain. That would have been brilliant for him to return with the victory 50. Indeed, he was thinking about a maiden T20 century as well at one stage, and that would have been quite the story. It's Billings 84 at the end though that really motored Kent to a score that Middlesex just couldn't match in the end. 208 for 6. But look at Rogers, 4 for 39, Lintot's 2 for 25, Mills as well. Economy of Lintot tough as well for them. Middlesex hardly licking their wounds from this one, just a few matters to reflect on, I'd suggest, both with bat and with ball, but far from a performance to worry them. In fact, plenty of merit with both bat and ball, but just letting it slip in a couple of areas and a couple of points. And that is what Middlesex will be thinking about ahead of the visit of Surrey on Sunday. We'll go away and see what the scores are in the rest of the games tonight. Round them all up on Sunday and see where the teams sit. Join us for the commentary again on Sunday if you can. From myself, Kevin Hand, and the rest of the team bringing you the stream here at Lord's from Middlesex in association with Daffabet. It's congratulations to Kent, a 27-run victory, and it's a very good night from us all.
sessions.
All the fun and all the games.
They all start here with All Stars Cricket. All new experiences for everyone.
All over the country.
Every session is all-out action all the time. Fully welcome, all invited. Even mums and dads.
Skills,
Friendships, smiles, dreams.
it all happens here. All you need is delivered right to your door. Best of all, it even has your name on it.
All the activators are fully trained, and all they want is for us to have a great time.
Always.
That's ball.
Catch.
Throw.
Try it all.
It's time to go all in, all together.
And it all starts with All Stars.
All you need to get started is at allstarscricket.co.uk.
Power your play this holiday at Dynamo's Cricket.
And that's a big moment in the match. Here and now 365. Amplifying brands in the UK.